Last night, we got some Olympic updates on swimmers and runners. Tonight, we'll hear from who many consider the world's best gymnast. Simone Biles gives her insights on her Olympic journey. EBC's Tenny Samagi joins us now to tell us more.
Thanks, Tom. Simone Biles is presently the world's best gymnast. And 5 years ago, she took the world by storm, winning 5 golds and a bronze at the 2016 Rio Games. The 24-year-old is eyeing to become the world's most decorated gymnast and defines what the Olympics is all about.
Now, you know, we're 4 months out. I'm feeling pretty good, pretty confident. All of our training has geared us for this moment, so I'm just super excited for the journey. It's been tough, but during our time off, we still did Zoom workouts with our coaches, so we were still engaged. And as soon as we got back in the gym, it was kind of just like full speed again to try to get ready and gear up for this year's games. And it's been tough, but it's definitely been worth it. And I feel like every athlete can say the same, is we're not going to give up and we're going to keep striving for perfection. And hopefully we get to show off our athleticism this year at the games. The Olympics are world peace, and that's when everybody just comes together, and no matter the differences any of the countries have, everybody's rooting for each other and want the best for the athletes for your country. And I think that's really neat in itself. But it'll be very, very strange because for a year now in some change, we've been kind of separated and only doing certain things. So it'll definitely be weird. Obviously, we'll be in a bubble. But I think it'll be some excitement. People are ready for athletics and sports to come together again. And it'll be really exciting. It'll be like nothing they've ever experienced before. And it's going to be really special.
Biles also chimed in on GOAT talks, meaning greatest of all time, and how women athletes are ignored by the media on these talks.
Definitely doesn't bug me. I think the only thing that bugs me is when they don't include women, because then again, I feel like it's a little bit sexist because we've worked so hard to put our marks in the sports that we've done. So that in itself is kind of irritating. But other than that, I feel like maybe for gymnastics, I am kind of one of them, or at least everybody says so. So it is nice to have that stamp for gymnastics and to have that out there.
Tomorrow, we'll talk more about Team USA's women's basketball team, where they're trying to make history in winning their 7th straight gold medal, which has never been done in history. Plus, 3-on-3 basketball makes its debut in Tokyo. In New York, Tenny Sumagi, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Tom.
Tenny, do you agree with Biles about the media not mentioning female athletes in the greatest of all times talks?
I 1000% agree with Biles. Why? We come here, Tom, we always talk about sports. Well, you talk about sports with me, and majority of the time, we talk about the men, the NBA, the NHL, whatever league in the men's game. But we rarely talk about women athletes. I mean, last week we spoke about the women's soccer team, which is one of the most dominating teams in the world in their sport, men's or women's. And then we have Biles, and then we have Serena Williams, who is one of the greatest women athletes, and yet media has not talked about the accomplishments that these women have done for their sports. And then we'll talk about more tomorrow about the women's basketball team, where majority of the team members are in the WNBA, and they use their platform to bring awareness of the game and why they should be, considered in the talks of media about greatest athlete of all time. So we need to
Tenny, they've got you as well as a reporter to bring this to the forefront. So, I think it's going to change over. What do you think? Over the next couple of years, you think it's going to change?
Well, first things first, they might, one day women will have equal pay in the women's and men's game. Someday.
Someday. Okay, well, now we got to go back to men's sports now. Don't blame me. This is what's up on the prompter. In NBA play, that's what we're going to talk about now. Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics outlasted Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors yesterday. With the details, ABC's